I remember as a kid watching the 1982 Arnold Schwarzenegger blockbuster movie Conan the Barbarian over and over. Back in those days, the larger-than-life characters and adventure portrayed in the film really ignited my imagination. Fast forward to 1989 when Sega released Golden Axe on the arcade, which brought gamers of all ages a chance to leap into a hack-and-slash fantasy that felt just like being in the movie. Recalling how much I enjoyed both led me to create this video to explore the movie's influence on the game, as well as the creative team at Sega that brought the game to life. So grab your broadsword and gather up some magic vials as we set out on a retro gaming adventure in this retrospective look at the one and only Golden Axe. Before we dive into it, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is always here for a quick retro gaming break, whenever you need it. I appreciate your support, since it's the only way YouTube will highlight my videos. So let's start by setting the stage by providing some background about the main influences that shaped the development of this classic game, specifically about the similarities between Golden Axe and Conan the Barbarian. In Golden Axe, you set out to free the fantastical land of Yuria. An evil knight known as Death Adder has captured the king and his daughter, holding them captive in their castle. He also took the Golden Axe, a magical emblem of Yuria, threatening to destroy both the axe and the royal family unless the kingdom accepts him as a tyrannical ruler. 3 brave warriors set out on a quest to rescue the king and avenge the losses of their own family members that perished at the hands of Death Adder. In Conan the Barbarian, Conan also embarks on a journey to avenge the death of his family at the hands of the evil sorcerer Tohru Nakabayashi, who commands an army and wields great power. Both stories center around a hero's quest to defeat a powerful, tyrannical villain and reset the scales of justice. Sega drew inspiration from the movie's sword and sorcery aesthetic, with the playable characters closely resembling the heroes featured in the film. The development team wanted each hero to have distinct and easily recognizable designs. They tapped into some fantasy genre archetypes to do this, creating the iconic Axe Battler, a Conan-like barbarian who is muscular and deadly warrior. Tyris Flare, the Amazonian, has an agile and ferocious build, and the fan-favorite dwarf character, Gilius Thunderhead, has a strong and durable appearance. Their character traits were designed to make them stand out visually, while offering different approaches in their fighting moves and gameplay style. As we see in Golden Axe, the heroes come together, making the most of their own unique abilities, fighting through the hordes to defeat Death Adder. Similarly, in Conan the Barbarian, Conan is not alone in his quest. He's aided by a group of companions including Subutai, the archer, and Valeria, the warrior.
Do you want to live forever?
Both of these titles emphasize the importance of teamwork and camaraderie in overcoming the forces of evil, although in Golden Axe, only 2 of the 3 heroes can play in co-op mode at the same time. Axe Battler is an obvious analog to Conan, with his powerful claymore sword and totally jacked physique. Similarly, Tyris Flare has a clear resemblance to the character Valeria, who is Conan's love interest in the film and a total badass in her own right. As an exception, Gilius Thunderhead is more similar to the dwarf Gimli from the Lord of the Rings trilogy than anything in the Conan movie, but still makes a perfect companion to the Conan-themed characters in the game. Each character can also unleash their own devastating magic attacks capable of turning the tide in the most crucial moments of battle, even when facing overwhelming odds. The feeling you get after saving up your magic vials right up until the end boss of each stage and uncorking them at the opportune moment is so incredibly satisfying and a really fun gameplay innovation. From the blast of Axe Battler's volcanic earth magic to Gilius' shocking electrical rage and Tyris' burning fire vengeance, the visual effects when unleashing your magic are pretty striking, especially when your magic meter is fully topped up. Speaking of magic, those little elves or gnomes or whatever the hell they're called were so annoying and always kind of pissed me off. I don't know about you, but it always felt so good to kick the living shit out of them and pick up the magic vials they drop. This is especially true after they've stolen them from me while sleeping. I remember the little break scenes between levels, with me and my friends hacking frantically and kicking those little bastards to get their loot. Haha, some good memories. Both Golden Axe and Conan the Barbarian feature a variety of fantastical enemies and creatures. In Golden Axe, players fight against various warriors, skeletons, and dragons, while Conan the Barbarian faces creatures like giant snakes and tribal warriors, all contributing to the film's dark fantasy atmosphere. Another signature feature of the game was how it introduced beast riding on different creatures, from the cockatrice, affectionately referred to as chicken legs, that crossed over from the earlier Sega game Altered Beast, to flame-breathing dragons capable of one-hitting you or your foes with their deadly fire breath. On a larger scale, the surprise felt when first realizing that you're fighting on the back of a giant turtle that's swimming across the ocean, or seeing the giant creepy eyeball of the eagle that flew you toward Death Adder's castle added a new level of immersion and storytelling that made this game unforgettable. These similarities show how both Golden Axe and Conan the Barbarian draw from similar mythological and fantasy themes, with the central focus of a barbarian warrior fighting evil forces in a violent and magical world. One of the other things I got a kick out of is the enemy character Long Moan makes an eerily similar death moan sound effect to one of Tulsa Doom's henchmen when fatally wounded in the final battle scene of Conan the Barbarian. Take a listen and hear for yourself. You hear the similarity? I thought it was pretty cool the devs would put in a similar sounding sample into the game, and didn't realize this until years after the game came out. Like the sweeping symphonic musical theme in Conan, the background music of Golden Axe is widely praised for its epic and orchestral feel. The game's memorable soundtrack perfectly complements the action on screen, drawing on medieval-style motifs with a touch of added drama. The game's music has become one of its most enduring aspects and added so much to the overall experience and feelings you get when playing this masterpiece. And even between stages, a sense of adventure continues with the incredible animation of the feather quill pen drawing out your route across the kingdom on a map, which really pulls you into the experience and creates a suspension of disbelief. What I still find really neat is how this was all done without the need for any photorealistic 3D texture-mapped graphics. The way even the simple animation triggers your imagination and makes you feel like you're experiencing your own hero's quest was a wonderful touch and pure Sega magic. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at how Conan inspired the development of Golden Axe, let's shift gears for a moment to the creative development team itself that brought Golden Axe into the world for generations to enjoy. The developers behind Golden Axe were part of Sega's AM1 arcade division, a group known for producing some of Sega's most iconic arcade games of the 80s, with Golden Axe being one of its landmark titles. Unlike some of the other larger Sega projects, Golden Axe was developed by a relatively small team. The game was created by Sega in-house, with a mix of designers, programmers, and artists working together in close quarters. The small team dynamic helped foster the creativity needed to produce the game's distinctive look and gameplay. While we don't have time to go through each member of the team, I want to highlight a couple of key members and their contributions to building Golden Axe. The lead designer was Makoto Uchida, who was involved in designing the overall gameplay mechanics and character balance. He contributed to creating the unique combat system that defined Golden Axe, with its combination of melee combat, magical spells, and beast riding. His refined eye for detail ensured that the game was not only fun, but offered a deep level of interactivity and unparalleled immersion. Tohru Nakabayashi was responsible for composing Golden Axe's memorable soundtrack. His use of orchestral-style music, blending dramatic and heroic themes, was innovative for the time. The soundtrack was designed to reinforce the game's fantasy atmosphere and deliver a cinematic experience. When you hear the score playing in the background, it's easy to understand how integral it is to the game's lasting legacy. This creative team worked in collaboration with Sega's hardware engineers, who produced the legendary System 16 arcade board that powered Golden Axe, amongst other popular Sega games at the time. This was an advanced platform for its day that supported the colorful and detailed 2D graphics, with fluid and smooth animation that was vital to Golden Axe's visual appeal. Watching your characters in action as you pummel the living snot out of enemies always felt so satisfying. The development team at Sega AM1 knew that their special blend of cooperative gameplay, fantasy elements, and arcade action would make Golden Axe an instant hit. The legacy of this game is still profound today, even more than 30 years after its release. I mean, here we are, still reminiscing about it. And after all this talk, I'm starting to feel the need to play through now one more time, and maybe watch Conan again while I'm at it.
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Conan the Barbarian.
How about you? Did you like Conan or play this classic back in the day? Give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below about your favorite memories. Also be sure to subscribe and support this channel so I can bring you more videos of your favorite retro games. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out, reminding you to keep it old school and keep on fighting the good fight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.